Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Racing with Jesse Rosinski, and a happy Father's Day weekend to all of you out there. You got kids. Hey, furry children, they count too. I consider animals counting as a happy Father's Day. I mean, they love you unconditionally. You take care of them. If you're an avid plant grower, but those are your babies.
Yes, they are.
So to me, that kind of counts too, in a way, you know. But it's very easy Father's Day weekend to talk about. So it'll be a lot more of everything from last weekend because there's only, two races and any of the major easily accessible. You don't need a special subscription to anything to watch series. Is everyone took the weekend off, apparently. Screw it. But we can get to everything from last weekend. So we could start off asking Walter what he thought of the Indy race at Road America, which I love Road America. So, yeah, has a special place in my heart.
I didn't watch all of it.
Loser.
Yep. No, there was 2 races I didn't get to finish. That was
God. See?
What?
Yes,
remember that word you were just talking about? Kids?
Hey, you don't sleep at night. You have no excuse. You go to sleep more than you go to sleep earlier than I do, but sheesh, fine.
Well, it was a good race, and what I didn't get to finish watching, I seen via looking it up online. But I thought it was a good race. I didn't have a problem with it. Now, I will say though, I didn't think the results were what I wanted, but I'm going to leave that there.
Yeah. I mean, Rossi was catching him before that caution came out. Like, cause I was watching it. I mean, he was catching him and they were making a big deal. But but for the amount of laps left right now as compared to how much time he's taken off of his lead in the last 2 or 3 laps, like, I'm pretty sure he's not catching him anyway. There wasn't enough time this time. Like last weekend, I guess 2 weekends ago, if he had one more lap, he was going to be right up dude's cornhole and would have had a chance for the win, would have Rossi. Last week, it didn't matter. Like that caution did nothing to actually help him. So, but I like the guy that won. So, and there's a lot of just idiotic. I mean,
there's a lot less cautions than I thought there would be, though, there.
I mean, look at the first couple. I mean, Jimmy went off right away on lap 1 and turn 3 went off track, had to get rescued, caution right away. Teammates were taking each other out left and right for Ganassi. And then they went a million laps without a problem. And then once they had a caution, suddenly they had a lot of cautions again, but they went 40 or so laps in the middle of the race, completely clean with nothing stupid happening, which was amazing for how it started.
Yeah,
I'll give them that. But Rossi wasn't catching him. I don't know what happened to make him fall to 3rd, but even at that restart, he didn't have a shot. Because I'm pretty sure Newgarden was just slowing down just because he could. And that's the only reason why you were catching him, because why push it when you're out by 2.5, 3 seconds? You can.
Yeah, but he's still sitting good enough points.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, for the win, though, he could have cut back. And I mean, you could have been catching. He was catching him because he was not driving like a full psychopath. And like, big old lead. I'm going to make sure I don't do anything stupid, which I respect. Makes sense out there. Just like the F1 Azerbaijan GP. I felt bad for the Ferraris, having both of them go down, and not just because they went down, but because I think 2 or 3 other guys went out with Ferrari, equipment, which isn't a good sign for them. And then once they were out, I mean, Max passed Checo for the lead, and he was out by 25, 26 seconds before he slowed down those last couple laps. So he gave up 6 seconds the last 3 laps. I'm sorry, if they're in the same equipment, how the hell did he drive by his teammate by 26 seconds and just go? I know he drives like a psychopath, but in that amount of time, no one drives like that amount of a psychopath.
They didn't release the transmitter stuff, so I don't have it, but I thought I had it on and I was wrong. I'm pretty sure there was, there it is. They quit changing stuff.
Uh-huh.
He had when it was finished, after he gave up a few seconds, he still had a margin of victory by 20.8 0.23 seconds.
Yeah. He won by a year and a half.
It's like watching Ricky Carmichael or Bubba Stewart.
He had a 26-second lead at one point, I believe it was. Like, he was just gone. But again, his teammate wasn't not driving as hard as he could to try to catch him. So what the is like? It's not Max's team. Well, the fact that Max can get up to him and just drives by him like he doesn't exist every race for the most part.
Right.
That's kind of maybe a bad sign that it might just indeed be Max's team, because that's just physically impossible to do that every single time. I will give a shout out to the Mercedes, though, because even if we didn't lose Leclerc and Sainz to, power unit issue and a hydraulic issue, they still would have both been 5th and 6th, which means Russell would have kept being in the top, his top 5s for the whole season. Lewis would have gotten a 6th, which is still good. Instead, he got a second, he got a 4th, second best finish of the season, which is just terrifying. That was far in that Lewis second best. Again, he finished better, I think, right at the beginning when all the Red Bulls and Ferraris were most of them.
I'm trying to think. I feel like, did he get a third place finish this year?
Yeah, he got one, and everyone else because 2 other people went and blew up, and there's only one Ferrari or Red Bull on the track, and then they just skirted into second and third, being them as his teammate George Russell, who I still look at and he creeps me out. Sorry, guys, don't care. Creepy looking with the big old eyes. Like Max, I look at Max Verstappen. There's something about the shape of his head. It freaks me out. I don't know what it is. Hell, look at Niki Lauda. What? Apparently,
that's a fair statement to make.
Apparently, people that go really fast in F1 can at times be extremely creepy. It's just the way it is. I don't make it up. But at least they got, Mercedes up there. I think they need to figure some more stuff out. And if I was Sergio Perez, I'd be pissed that my teammate just drove by me and got out by 26 seconds like it was nothing. Well, you're driving as hard as you could and going nowhere when they're supposed to be literally the same exact cars. I beg to differ. Not exactly. And shout out to, again, Max, though, for making it to 25 wins that fast, 26, whatever it is. Being the youngest person to do that. Didn't seem like he won that many, but then again, look how many he's won the last 2 years. So look how many he's won this year.
Yeah, these last couple of years have been a turnaround period for him and a few drivers really across a couple series.
Yeah, but the last 2 years, he's especially this year. I think he's only not won one race that he actually finished, and that was when Perez beat him.
Correct.
Otherwise, he was there. He pretty much wins everything. Might have even been there during the race in Monaco, but I try not to remember the race in Monaco because that was just terrible and a waste of my time. But lots of good stuff. And again, Mercedes is still up there around the top 5, and Lewis is finally coming around. So hopefully that means they're figuring stuff out. They got to stop that car from bouncing, though, because when you're listening to him, you can hear him slamming every 3 seconds. And no matter what anyone says, that they're telling him to push it, the back end harder or whatever. Dude, you can hear that thing. He doesn't need to play it off, but he's a little fella of that many G's going for 2 hours straight. And that doesn't include practice. That has to suck.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes, and it goes along the lines of what you were just saying too about Verstappen and Perez. The cars are supposed to be the exact same, but if this crew sets it up and this crew over here sets it up, but they have it just slightly 1% different here, 1% different here.
26 seconds.
I know that's more than just a percentage. That's like a 20% difference in cars, if you ask me. I'm sorry, if I'm driving balls to the wall,
that's not adjustments.
In this one car, it's supposed to be the exact same as my teammate, and my teammate passes me like I'm sitting still and takes a 26-second lead at some point, 26.5-second lead. There's a problem.
Yeah, that's not setup. You could have a setup to save you a couple tenths.
Completely wrong setup on there, or
they can get you a couple tenths. They're not getting you well over a second a lap.
Or whoever set up the parts to do that with.
No adjustments under mankind are going to get you that many seconds a lap. I don't care what the hell you're doing. Look at all the people that cheat in all the other racing series. They ain't pulling away by seconds at a time.
No.
That's something. Just like move on, the truck race. That was something in Sonoma. Bad day for Crafton, but he got, Mercy killed. Friesen was on fire. Yeah. And I still don't understand why Hocevar, because they interviewed him right after he swapped out for Suarez with 9 to go in the stage. And he was completely normal and fine in his normal self. Like, so why the hell did he come in with, could have said, think, Suarez, they did that, it cost him over 2 laps. Think if he wasn't down 2 laps and he came back to finish, 6th? I think we didn't have to keep taking free passes. He could have been up there racing with them. Like, that could have been really good if they just waited 9 more laps, because he was way too happy and giggly for him to have come out of the car that early because he was in pain. I don't care how happy and giggly you are. You can tell when he's in pain and all that.
I think he said he was in pain, and I think he was taking the brunt of it, so other people involved didn't have
he was driving through the field.
I'm not disagreeing with
9 more laps.
He's taking him out of the car.
Wait 9 more laps. Do it under caution. You wouldn't have lost any laps. And then it says Suarez having to be the lucky dog and start in the back. Then he has to go under lucky dog, start in the back. Like, that killed them. So, that would have been a 1 lap problem. 2 laps on the track there, around there, going that slow. They at least could have got him in there if it was under caution, drove back around, got back in there to get everything squared back up, because they're going to start in the back anyway. So why not go down a lap early, swap, come back around, do your stops, and get it done? Because no matter what, you're starting in the back, no laps lost.
They did have that in mind, though. The whole get the problems out of the way early, so we can recoup.
But he's finishing 6th after getting 2 lucky dogs. Like, he could have won the damn thing beyond easy. Like, 6th, driving through the field to get 6th. Because there might have been cautions, but there was only so many tires. If he didn't have to worry about lucky dogs 2 times in a row, I think he would have done better. But it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. So he could take over from there. I told you, Cup guys were going to kill it, and I told you they were going to have to kill Kyle to get around him. And, well, no one got around him. I was hoping Chandler wasn't going to hit him, and he didn't, thank God. But that could be detrimental towards your career, wrecking your boss. But
I know Matty D hasn't been racking up any wins, but his consistency pays off.
Yeah, when stupid doesn't happen. When his stupid doesn't happen, yeah. Huh? And that's with, I was just saying, when stupid doesn't happen. He's still up there.
Even with many bad finishes, though, he's got 12th place in points.
He made the error in Atlanta. I'll give him that. I don't know where the hell he was going. Lap 1, turn 1, right up in. I don't know what the hell that was.
This race alone, he finished in 10th, and he took away 32 points from the race.
I was saying, I don't know where he was in stage 2, but even with stupid, and he's only caused one, and he's only caused one of those stupids. Atlanta, that was 100%. I think it was
stage
stage
2. He was in the back.
Because he stage 2, he just vanished. But Atlanta was his only mistake. He's had a race or 2 where he got caught up in someone else's stupid. There's been so many part issues where he didn't even get to qualify and had to start in the back. And then, where the hell did he come from? He had to start dead last. Why? Well, he couldn't qualify again.
He started dead last. And then he came back to finish stage 1 in 6th place, I think it was.
He was up there.
6th place in stage 1. Then he had some issues, pushed back, still rallied out a 10th place win.
If they could get because they have Rackley. That team's always had Rackley. So it's not like it's a sponsorship getting money thing. They could always use more money. All the teams really could, except for KBM.
They could either walk away, or not walk away, but they could switch up their personnel in the shop, see if that helps. Maybe this person would be better there and this person would be better here. Or maybe there's a position that needs new talent, period.
Better training, more I don't know, but it's been part issues where he can't qualify. He has. I'll give his pit crew credit. They haven't really screwed him at all this year. He normally comes out right around where he was. Everyone has to give or take a spot or 2
this
here and there.
This pit crew is pretty persistent, consistent.
Yeah, they haven't screwed him over really at all. It's just been part issues where they can't qualify because something breaks on lap 2 of practice, and they only get 10 minutes, so then they can't qualify, which if they could fix that problem, he could be dangerous, but having to come from the back, half the time. Yeah, there's only so many.
He does
trucks.
Good for coming from the back.
There's only so many trucks you can pass in one race when you're going up the competition, like the Thor Sport guys who are running phenomenal. Ben Rhodes and them are running phenomenal. Like there's no Nice trucks are always good. Like it's hard. Friesen, they're doing great. It's hard to come from the back when all the guys that you're needing to beat are starting 15, 20 spots plus 30 plus spots ahead of you every weekend. John Hunters of the world who are on like the pole every time you turn around.
I mean, and the nice part is even when he does catch them, he may not necessarily be able to always outperform vehicle-wise, like truck-wise, but he usually can still somewhat contend with them up there and ride with them.
And he's smart about it. When people are really all over him, he does just say, here you go, bye. Save the truck, save the equipment. There's no point in racing you like an idiot. Just try to make the best out of what he has. I mean, I could just think, what might he do? Good equipment if he turned into like Ryan Newman. Give him good equipment and piss him off like Newman. That could be unstoppable. He'll never do it. It's not his personality. I don't know.
I don't know if he might have to have a meat bone.
But good on Kyle to keep the record going. But it was an exciting race. I mean, minus, Haley's stuff, which sucked. I mean, she wasn't running the greatest, but she wasn't running, the worst. Yeah. Wasn't a really, she started way better than she finished. But again, the back of her truck blew off. So that's kind of bad. Then Friesen and all them. We're sitting there looking at what's his name after he wrecked, and suddenly here comes Friesen just blowing across the camera on fire. I love that shot. What the?
He still finished 31st.
Yeah, it was blowing by. And a shout out, I guess, to Harrison Burton, because I think he was up there and went the top 12.
I was going to talk about that.
Top 10,
but I'll say it.
Top 10, top 12, whatever it was.
Yeah, he got 12.
See, I was right the first time. And hey, he was on pit road there during the stage 1 pit stops, in between the stages, under the hood, saying he had a power issue. So maybe I never heard another word about it. So maybe there was a loose wire, and maybe, something that simple was causing a power issue, but hell, you finished the race and he did 12th. I mean, you watched the Cup race, well, but he did good. He did good for the power that he had. The issues again that he had.
I don't know.
He kept it clean. Todd Bodine was wrecking people. Crafton was pissed. Enfinger was pissed. Friesen was on fire. He managed to make it through in one piece, and there was a lot of guys that didn't. So
you want to call a spade a spade. Harrison Burton was not necessarily driving a bad truck. He was driving a pretty decent vehicle.
Yeah, well, so was Todd Bodine and all of them. There are a lot of guys that were.
I feel like if he's so good to be in Cup, he should have done a little bit better than Matty D. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, but Bowman sucked too. There were guys like Austin Dillon, and like Bowman was up there till he got stuck in it, but he was only a few spots ahead of him. Austin Dillon was back there with him the whole time, and Austin Dillon he wasn't in the greatest equipment, but he sure as hell wasn't in bad equipment by any means. So again, I know the only reason they were doing it was to get him laps. So because I'm pretty sure he never drove there before. So getting back in the truck, finishing 12th at a track you've never seen like Sonoma, I still think they should run the infield. And I think their excuse for we put it back to this, so there's more passing zones. Like people used to had to actually drive back with the infield and figure out how to make, like, people still made moves there all the time. We didn't have to put 2 super heavy braking zones in there just to try to outbrake people through those turns, because it either works out good or we get there and you have Crafton spinning around and multi-car accidents that happen there all the time, because anyone could drive Mock Jesus into a turn. But his first time there, really, I'm giving him credit just for the 12th. I did on Monday. I'm going to do it again. At least I think I wrote it down to do it on Monday. So if I didn't, my bad. But he kept it clean. Didn't do that good. But, again, I went back and looked, and Austin Dillon wasn't that good. Bowman was up. It's like top 6, top 7 truck, a lot of the time. But some of the regular guys were around. And Austin Dillon was the only one regular that did not stop 2 laps before the end of stage 1 to get new tires, and he stayed out, which I don't get because he's not racing, because those stage points don't help his team that he was with at all, because he's not running for the championship. So I found that to be kind of moronic, but
counterproductive.
Yeah, but it would have gotten him closer. It would have gotten him closer. would have gone closer to the front than he was all day. Like he was mired back there the whole time. I will say he's gotten better at road racing through the years, but he didn't really make a lot of moves throughout it. But anyway, then we get to the Cup race, which again, now Chuck has to eat crow after all those years. Hell, he's even said it at the beginning of doing this with me, talking all that shit about Juan Daniel Suarez. So at least now he's seen the light. He has to come around. But, well, after all the mean things he said about him through the years, he earned that one. I mean, look who was behind. I mean, Buescher was no way in hell he didn't have to, like, hit everything perfectly with Buescher coming up behind him for how bad he has run all year. Hell, for years, you know, he would have wrecked him trying. It would have been a Briscoe incident. But I'm either getting around you, but neither of us are winning. Why? Because I'm going to do something stupid. Shout out to Matty D.
Good that Jackhouse got the win.
Good on Matty D, though, when you guys bounced off the tire things and sent them flying through the air during the truck race, and you still managed to move up a few spots and finish where you did. It shouldn't have been a caution. Send some dickhead to go running down there, pull the tires back onto the track, and go. Don't need a whole 5-lap caution to move 2 stacks of tires out of the way. That's stupid. Now, back to Cup. I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was a good race. I like the older one, like more passing opportunities. You took like an extra 6 turns out of the track, but believe it or not, you could still outmaneuver people through those all the time. People used to.
Right.
I'm just saying. Well, let's make it easier for them to drive. I mean, less technicality involved, I guess, is the way to put it. But weird race, though.
Yes, it is a more technical race if you change it the way they did.
But, it just puts that big braking zone over there, which looks like they repaved. So at least they did that. That turn there looked way better than the last time I saw it. And they ground the curb down. So, people could actually have all their tires to try to turn and not hit that wall right there when they shoot out way too high. It's nice when your car's on 4 wheels. Turns a lot better. Yeah, but it's just a weird one. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. But it was a weird one.
I mean, it could have been like a Roval situation where we're hitting these little bump stops. Next thing you know, you're airborne and oil's going everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I just meant the racing. Larson was out. The first stage, Larson just drove away. And then he had his problems, and he still finished better.
That's one way to put it.
Hey, no, he was. Pit stops and stuff. He was. He wasn't as good once he got back in dirty air, regardless of the tire coming off and all that.
Yeah, no.
He's still, once he got out of clean air, it was game over for him, which sucks there. But there were still people that were making passes, so you could still pass there. Obviously, it's just clean air changed everything for him. And then, he lost the tire. But look at all the people he finished better than. Even driving around the track with 3 tires for that long, he still finished better than over half the field. So,
yeah,
congratulations to that. And Bubba, shout out to Bubba. Bubba was running up there and passing people. I think he was up to 14th before stupid happened. And I'm pretty positive it was stupid that was out of his control. So, he was looking better. Good on him. I don't say very nice things about him very often, but he's not fluking it, at least, because we saw him run at Coda and he got screwed in whatever series it was because something happened. I think he lost. Then he lost a wheel in one of the races. He had bad luck in both of them.
Xfinity?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, one of those. He had bad luck in both of those while running good. He was running for the win. In the Xfinity series, till stupid happened. So shout out to his road racing skills have vastly improved, so good on him. Michael McDowell got a 3rd. Really good for him. He needed it.
Harvick got 4th.
A 4th, which is saying something. Mister, we need to get rid of these damn things. Finishing 4th. It's okay, Kevin. That's what you started on the go-karts, remember?
Right.
You used to have to do it all the time. Now you're just a grumpy old man who hasn't won a race in almost 2 years. That's the problem.
I feel like this year the Ford camp has definitely been on the road courses. They may not say have wins to show that, but they have definitely, if you look at the stats, Fords have been the road course kings, it feels like, this year. Yep. Now that could easily change because, if you go outside the big block of Fords at the beginning, the next 7 of them 6 of those 7 are Chevys. So.
It was good. Yeah, again, it just wasn't the normal race, and how overcast it started was just the damnedest thing to me. But and once the heat turned up too, dirty air and the heat, track got warmer. I think
a lot of it came down to braking.
Oh yeah, well it always does there. No matter what, it always does.
And I don't care what anyone says. I don't mind going wide on some of the hairpin turns, but I like to come back close in the corner, so I could never race there because some asshole wouldn't let me get in that line and it'd be game over.
Yeah, that definitely would happen. It is you. You're not known for being.
But a good line would be to come out wide, come in, cut short.
No, you're not the most patient human being on the planet. Let's put it that way. That's fair. It's being nice. But
not nicer than I would say even.
Overall, I enjoyed the weekend. I thought the racing was good. There was just some, surprises in there, some, shames. Harrison Burton still finished terribly. And guess what? You got bumped in the back. It's not like you were wrecked and your car burst.
Congrats to Brad K. You got a top 10 finish.
Yeah, both of them up there. That was a good run for RFK. They needed it. Again, it was good to see him finally up there, even though road courses, short tracks, and super speedways, those are the great equalizers. Doesn't matter what team you are. Everyone can run good there because, well, those tracks are mostly on driver more than anything. So good on them. And then, you can go into everything that we didn't get to watch last weekend and all the stuff that we don't get to watch this weekend, even though I'm sure that with the way all these other series are off, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of stuff even probably going on that won't get rained out.
That is the upcoming.
Well, hurry up. Get everything out
of the way. Here we go. So I'm going to make this kind of fast, so bear with me.
Hey, that's what we need.
All right. So starting off from the last week, we had American Flat Track racing in New Hampshire, Laconia Short Track. Okie dokie. Let's see here.
Okie dokie.
JD Beach took the finish for the checker. He was followed with almost a 5-second lead with Dallas Daniels, Jared Vanderkoy. That was the top 3. Moving on from that, we went to Motocross. Everything's going to work this time. This is going off to a smooth start. For the 250 class, Jet Lawrence took first. Hunter Lawrence took second. Levi Kitchen took third. Moving into the 450 class, we had Ken Roxon taking first. Eli Tomac, my dude, taking second. And Chase Sexton taking third.
I was like deja vu.
Wasn't that series? Never mind. So then moving from that to USAC, on the 14th, we raced in Grandview Speedway for the 410 series in Pennsylvania. Then on the 15th, hold up. Where's my notes? The winner of the Grandview Speedway race was Brady Bacon again.
I like Bacon.
I know you like his name. Figured I'd tell you.
Bacon makes everything better.
What was I going to say next? Way to go, Ski. The next race after that was on the 15th at Bridgeport Motorsports Park, New Jersey. The winner of that was Logan Seavey.
Started it.
He's usually a pretty good driver. I like him. The 16th was at Selinsgrove Speedway in Pennsylvania, but
good old Selinsgrove. Got rained out, I'm guessing.
They got rained out.
Because it's Pennsylvania.
They're as bad as Michigan.
It's like when NASCAR goes to Pocono, don't worry, the race will be on Monday. How do you know? It's Pocono.
After that, moving into the next series, it was the Pinties.
Pinties. Every time you say it, Pinties, I would love a cold pint. No cold pints around here, though. Thanks.
So that was running on the 11th, which was last Saturday. It was the Quick Wick 250. It was located at the Autodrome Clodier in Valley Junction, Quebec.
Hey, you should be able to pronounce it. Oh, wait, you're not French. Never mind. You're not a frog. Carry on.
Anywho.
You're not that Canadian.
The winner was Andrew Ranger. And then coming in second was Marc Antoine Cameron. And DJ Kennington took third.
Good job, DJ. If we can pronounce your name.
There was
damn French names.
An engine and ignition issue, but no fire. I want to point that out. I know the last couple of times we've had electrical stuff happen, all of a sudden there's fires, you know.
Hey, yesterday when Hannah went to work, I know you've looked at the map over my head because you're a freak. Where the little Walmart is, after you get past the apartment complex right down the road on the left from it, you get to the next road, the first neighborhood in Carolina Forest, there was a car, no shit, completely burst into flames on the side of the road, she said. And the lady's just sitting there next to it, just on her phone, look calm as day, just watching, like,
there's no way.
Yeah, no, like the people sitting there watching it were going, please don't blow up. Why? Please don't blow up. You don't want to, shrapnel, houses, bad combination. But yes, as you spoke of fires, that did happen.
Fair enough.
Damnedest thing. I remember the last time I saw one of those. Hell, we didn't even come across one of those in Iraq.
I don't know if I brought that up yet or not. There were a lot of cautions. I'll put that out there.
Those do happen.
There was only a few leaders, though. I mean, the few leaders that there was, they lit a lot of laps. Their points race, though, is tight.
So you're saying is it was like an ARCA race.
They are all pretty.
We're like 4 or 5, like barely, maybe 4 people lead, and they all lead a lot of laps, but they're all right there on top of each other.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way: the top 6 in points are well within 5 points of each other. There's a 5-point gap between the top 6.
Not bad.
Granted, they've only raced two races this season so far. Yeah, 2 races so far.
So they don't have a lot of room yet. No.
Oh, but it'll get there.
Oh, it does.
Then moving on from that, we went to Ark of Menard Series West. That was the General Tire 200. Okay, fat fingers.
Had to be a baby track. I think they even
we ran 56 laps with 14 cars finishing on the lead lap out of 24.
That's a miracle.
Yeah, well, there was 2 or 3 crashes that took out some cars. Then there's some guys had mechanical failures. One of the guys didn't even start. I forgot. One guy didn't start. Sorry. Anyways, the top 3, Jake Drew, Colby Howard, Dale Quarterly.
Yep. Good old Drew. He's good.
They did give out some awards that night for that series. The awards were General Tire Pole Award, Jake Drew. Richmond Water Heaters Halfway Leader, Jake Drew. There's going to be a common theme here. Spreacher Lap Leader, Jake Drew. Reese's Sweet Move of the Race, Jake Drew. Bounty Rookie of the Race, Austin Herzog.
There we go.
Filters Hard Charger, Vince Little.
What do you know? The 2 that he couldn't win.
Only 4 of the 6.
The 2 that he couldn't win because he's not a rookie and because he started on pole. So we couldn't charge hard. Good job. Better be consistent at least.
Yep, exactly. Then we went to the Ark of Menard Series. And that race was at Iowa. And we had the top 10 was Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, Connor Mozak, Jonathan Schaefer, Connor Jones, Leland Honeyman. I thought that was right. Nick Sanchez, Greg Van Elst, Ron Vandermeer Jr., and Amber Belkane.
Belkane's good.
Top 10.
I like Amber Belkane and Breitinger. Can't think of her first name right now. Say Tony with an I. Probably wrong, but she's good too. Right. She's got talent when stupid doesn't happen, but it's amazing again how they let Brandon Brown just go down there and maul people, and you don't hear word one from anyone about that. Kyle Busch goes and wins a race in the trucks, heaven forbid.
Right.
But he goes down there and just kills people in a series, like kills people like gone. That's
so the races that are coming up this week.
Bastards.
On the 17th to the 19th, for NHRA, we'll be having the Thunder Valley Nationals in Bristol, Tennessee.
Yay.
Then USAC Nationals, 17th, 18th, and 19th. The first one is Williams Grove Speedway, Pennsylvania. 18th will be Port Royal Speedway, Pennsylvania. 19th will be Bloomsburg Fair Raceway in Pennsylvania.
Big old track. I saw it. Finally went down to the fair the first time last time we were home. Big old track.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting track to watch that racing. I'm excited for that one. Then on the 18th, we have Motocross, which will be racing at High Point Nationals in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Silver Crown will be racing at Port Royal, Pennsylvania as well on the 18th. On the 18th at Five Flags Speedway in Florida. Finally. We will be having an SRX race, the first one of the season.
Channel did they air that on?
Huh?
Channel did they air that on?
I think that's CBS last year.
Means I have to look for that.
Stand by one moment. Let me finish this list and I'll tell you.
Oh.
I have the schedule right here in front in my other pad.
Shit, so
where am I at? Right there we go. Five Flags. Continue on the 18th. They also have the modifieds. Duel the Dog 200.
By the way, it's on CBS.
I was right.
I forgot I have the schedule literally right next to that.
And then ARCA will be racing at one of Chuck's favorite personal tracks, you know. They'll be racing at Berlin Speedway right here in Michigan. Yes.
When's that?
Let's see that. It's a nice track.
And when is
That's for ARCA, sorry. I don't know if I said that or not.
When?
And then last but not least, on the 22nd, the Pinties will be racing again at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And it's going to be the eBay 200. eBay Motors 200, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
that's the upcoming week.
The ARCA Series, see.
Yeah, Ark of Menard Series.
Yeah.
Then you got the ARCA East, ARCA West.
Well, I know. I got the list of stuff that is off, and I can't see any of them either.
I was going to let you carry on with that.
Series off. IndyCar is off until July 3rd at noon for the GP of Lexington at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Complex. I love the track. I think it puts on good racing. I think that'll be a good one. I think it's a shame that we don't see more NASCAR there, but I think Cup guys are going to Road America at least. So I think, they're improving.
It'd be nice that. For Cup cars there.
ARCA East is off until August 28th for the Spreaker 150 at the Milwaukee Mile. Love the Milwaukee Mile. Good to see someone still using it. Used to put on hella good races, but again, look where they are. It's not a big enough market, and NASCAR didn't care. ARCA West is off until July 2nd for the Napa Auto Parts 150 presented by the West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame at the Irwindale Speedway, which I happen to like. I'm a fan of Irwindale. And the fact that instead of writing stock car, I typed
stock cat.
Stock cat. Yep.
I corrected it out of my note.
Yeah, don't worry. Hey, I told you I was trying to write everything as fast as humanly possible. Hey, I was moving. So I was typing about an hour and a half longer than I wanted to. But Xfinity Series off until June 25th, 3:30 on USA Network for the Tennessee Lottery 250 at the Nashville Super Speedway. And then the Cup Series follows it up and is off until the following day on June 26th at 5 p.m. on NBC for the Ally 400 at the Nashville Super Speedway. Everyone's
should be a good race. I'll be honest, every race I watch at either one of the Nashville tracks is usually a pretty good race at minimum.
Yeah, so it should be, good to see what they put on with it and what talent goes where, because there's always all of that. See who jumps in and drives. It just makes everything more interesting. But moving on to the big things, which he now knows because I make sure I send him the pretty picture every time. The F1 AWS Grand Prix to Canada, 70 laps, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN at Circuit. Who's that? G and that's still Gilles, right? Gilles Villeneuve.
Gilles
Villeneuve. Yeah, I can pronounce the last part. I don't speak French.
Gilles.
I know where the track is, so that's total
okay.
French. I don't speak the French. I don't speak it, but it's the first time there since 2019 because of the pandemic. So personally, I don't think any of those results matter anymore because it's been, 3 years now. And look at how different the cars are now comparatively. Like before, it would have been, don't worry, Lewis.
I mean, that's a pretty fair statement to make.
Lewis and them will be really good. Then now it's let's see what Mercedes could even do and watch out for the Red Bulls. Like that's pretty much what it comes down to. Just watch out for Max. He's too damn fast. He's just too fast. We'll see. Maybe, just maybe we'll get lucky. And Mercedes will be a little better and be able to keep up just a little bit more. But yeah, watch out for, it'll be a good race. Like I'm excited for the race. It's just, let's see if anyone can beat Max besides catastrophic failure of his car. That's the only thing that's really stopped him all year. Sorry, one time he got beat where he finished once. And that was by his own damn teammate.
Exactly where I thought that track is too. Sorry. Don't listen to me. I'm now just personal stuff coming out right there. I'll shut up.
Well, I thought I saw the name on it. Yep. I know where that track is. You can tell just by the way. That is all territory. No offense to them, but they are dicks, but they're going to do good. And then the race that I'm really looking forward to moving on, we get rid of the wee-wees of the world. No offense to anyone that's French. It's not my favorite language.
It's not even the French that we got the problem with. I'm just going to put it there.
Yeah.
It's that particular French.
Yeah, same. It's nothing against you people. If anyone of you that are French, it's not French. It's not the people. It's just, I don't like your language, but I do like you.
It's just that region.
Yeah. That they just think, wait, yeah. That's a whole different world.
Yeah.
It's like Texas and California. Whole other planets.
Exactly.
But I'd love
Everybody in America wants California to just kind of be.
I would love to go though to Montreal and all
everybody
that.
Up there feels.
Yeah, Montreal. Go to Quebec and all that because they do have some great restaurants up there. I mean, I would love to go up there.
I mean, yes, it'd be a good spot to go visit one time just so you could experience the food and stuff.
Get some good maple syrup fresh out of tree. I mean, like all of that.
But I'm confident in saying you probably would never spend a second trip there.
Hey, you never know. You never know, but
oh, you're like me. You wouldn't.
Hey, you give me really high quality poutine, I'll come back. There's a reason I weigh as much as I do. There's just something about French fries, cheese curds. Yeah, they're just delicious. What can I say? But
sorry, I'm going to stop cutting you out.
Truck Series, Clean Harbor, 150, 150 laps, obviously. Saturday, 9 p.m. on FS1 in Knoxville. And I didn't get to catch it last year. So I'm actually really, really excited about it. And it should be a great race.
Last year was?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I got all it. It was good. Well, I'm saying I just didn't watch it. Some of the results kind of freaked me out from last year, but just because of who they were, I figured so I know that means stupid had to happen.
Pretty sure I watched that race.
To make it that bad, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I'm sure me and her were, I don't know. That was right around when all that was starting. So
yeah, I watched that race.
So I was probably at her brother's house in the swimming pool, drinking way too much, playing cornhole.
I remember that wreck.
Yeah, but top 10 last year. At least Austin Hill won. Don't got to worry about him. Chandler Smith was second. Grant Anfinger was third. Todd Gilliland fourth. Eric Kraus fifth. Matt Crafton sixth. So hopefully he does that again because again he needs runs like that. I mean, he needs wins at this point for where how bad it's just been a weird season, but he needs.
Well, yeah, sorry.
You can look. Ben Rhodes 7th, Brian Brown 8th, Tate Fogelman 9th, and then Danny Bone 10th, and John Hunter 11th. Okay, Zane was 14th, Hocevar was 16th, Johnny Sauter all the way back in 20th. So I'm guessing that means something stupid happened. Haley was 21st, and I mean it's Haley, but I have faith in her on dirt more than I have faith in her in some things, just because. Well, look at her last name. You better not. That's DNA. And then how about Jessica Friesen beating out her husband by one spot, 26th and 27th? That had to be stupid because both of them are really good on dirt.
Yeah.
Like, really good. Like, she's outrun some of those really big names in dirt. And one race is against him.
He's sitting right now in 10th, but he's still behind 124 points, like you were saying. He's going to need a couple.
Tick. He's tick, tick, tick. Hey, but the way the points goes, in there, I mean, you get one win, suddenly that point differential changes. Bye-bye. you suddenly move up into the winners bracket. Doesn't matter how many points you're back. So you gotta need to do something. It has not been a good year.
That's true. They only need one to change it.
He has had so much. He's had so much stupid. And he's had some stupid that he's brought on himself, but he's had so much other people's just stupid, costing him so much this year. He really, like, legit honest needs at least one. Hopefully he gets more. But again, the way they're running at a lot of the tracks, I mean, he hasn't even been there in some of them. Like, they've just been, it's been a weird year.
Most definitely been a weird year for him.
So hopefully he does better. And again, Haley needs to run better. Friesen, I imagine, is going to run better. His wife's in the race again. So don't worry, her truck's going to look exactly like his. For anyone that's confused, you will be more confused, as you won't know which one is which. Same team, same spot, all of that. So that'll be weird. And I want to see who's going to be in the 43 for, driving for Olivia Morrison in that still, according to the thing last time, this morning, unsponsored Toyota Tundra. They still have no sponsor, no driver announced. That was straight from the horse's mouth. I don't know how hard it is. Like, they're racing Saturday, but you know who's in the truck. I know how hard it is to update those things, which, by the way, is not at all. That's how hard it is. Not at all.
I'm just going to leave that statement there. The fact that they don't ever back up. The fact that they can't have that announced by Thursday, you know who's going to the track Thursday. I don't care what team you are. By Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, who will or will not be going in those vehicles the next morning. I'm sorry. You can't say you don't. So not quite sure why you don't know what the sponsors are or the driver would be.
Well, I could see not having a sponsor. I get that. But
well, you kind of have to have your car wrapped. I mean, so you kind of got to know who your sponsors are before.
There are unsponsored people. I mean, look at how many times Trevor Baynes drove in the Xfinity Series with no sponsor. I mean, I get that, but not knowing who's driving, hate to break it to y'all. Y'all are going to be in Tennessee on Friday. Pretty sure you know who's going to be driving in the truck on Saturday. Call me nuts, but I'm pretty sure you know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Unless it's like, one of those smaller ARCA teams that
at least
are racing out of Illinois that can't have enough drivers for the whole season or something. There's races they have to sit out because they just flat out don't have a driver.
Which makes it difficult. But anyway, I'm going to watch. I say Chandler Smith, he'll be up there. Crafton should be up there with how much effort he put into his dirt experience since they started running in Eldora, where he went out and bought a dirt, started a dirt team and went out and started racing a lot more. So he's put the effort and time into it. So he should run better. Ben Rhodes will be good. Friesen will be good. See what Maddie D can do. On the dirt there in the truck at Knoxville. Jessica Friesen. I think she'll do better than she did.
I mean, I wouldn't hold Maddie D out.
I mean, I'm not. He's on my. I don't think he's going to be batting for the win, but I think he'll be. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
I think it'd be safe to say he'll be in the top 15, if not top 10.
Yeah. I think he'll be somewhere floating around 8th to 13th.
I'm thinking 8th, 12th, truthfully.
12th, 13th, yeah. Give or take a spot here and there, because dumb things can happen. But if he stays clean, I think he could actually surprise some people.
Cup guys running in the trucks?
Surprisingly. It's the part that blew my mind. I figured there was going to be.
Not even Larson?
He's even taken Father's Day.
I should have looked at that list this morning.
Unless he's suddenly in the 43. I don't think they can afford him. You got a sponsor you sure as hell can't afford. That guy. Not to be a dick, but you can't. But it should be a good one again. I mean, Chandler Smith.
Depending on who it's racing for, I bet you could almost talk him into doing it for a little bit of nothing. I mean,
talk him into a sponsorship. You bring your sponsorship from down. Okay, fine. Give me 10 minutes.
Well, he did work that out in his contract, so
he could do all that. But
if I go race this, you're sponsored.
Yeah, but I think it'll be Chandler Smith kind of night. Crafton will be up there. Rhodes, Friesen, and Finger. Can't forget Enfinger. The Gillilands are always good. It's going to be one of those kind of nights. Haley better do better than 21st, though, because the rate she's going this year. You have regressed, I believe is the word. I mean, granted, a lot of stupids happen. Like, it's not your fault the truck bursts into flames randomly and all of that. And people wreck you. But sometimes where you're driving, just that truck is just terrible.
But like this last weekend, until she got into that wreck, she was driving in the top 10 the whole race.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
On and off. But I'm saying, like, she was up there performing.
She had some performing it, but right before she got wrecked, I mean, I don't know what the hell happened to get her back there. But she was at least good for the first little stint there. Again, though, her truck just, I don't know, there just seems to be something amiss with the whole thing. And again, look how many Fords there aren't, which, doesn't help the situation, but we've already gone over that to nauseum. Not going to mention that, like, get it together, homie. But that's all I've really got for all of it. I mean, and no one has an excuse to not watch the F1 or truck race this weekend. Like, there's 2 of them.
That's because most people ain't gonna be able to watch half the stuff I'll be watching. So, like,
Saturday at 9 p.m., 2 p.m. on Sunday, pretty positive for the F1 race. Like, there's 2. All that other stuff, you have to have special subscriptions. Like, there's 2.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you
can't watch either of those 2. Come on, man. I hate to use that phrase anymore because someone stole it from me, but
NHRA, the SRX.
That too. Can't forget SRX. See?
Modifieds, ARCA. Well, no, I'm not going to say ARCA because it'll be a week later.
Or SRX race.
Modifieds,
F1
SRX,
and the Truck Series. There you go. There's the races you can see. Yeah. There's the races you can see. F1, Trucks, and SRX on regular TV. There's
the other 7 races you can't watch unless you have some form of subscription.
Yeah, so come on, man. God, I hate saying that anymore. Prick had to go and steal that. But ruined it. A great phrase. But hopefully people we want to run good do good. Hopefully we get some surprises in there. But, I mean, I'm just excited, again, SRX to see what happens. They completely mind blow. I even shared like the other day, like on the Facebook page, like how excited Tony put out the post. First race finally. All right, went straight out of my head. Can I say? Do way too much. Not really. I'm just stupid and forgetful. Brain damage. Brain damage is the son of a bitch, people. Don't pick on people with brain damage.
It happens. It's good.
Especially when it's real brain damage. Don't pick on those people. It's not nice. We will headbutt you. Want to know why? Because it's not like we don't already have.
It's already don't work it right. So,
we already have brain damage. So it doesn't, screw it, but that's where I'll leave it. I want to say thanks to everyone on Good Pods for getting us being the number 1, sports show for the whole month so far. Keep that up. Blew my mind.
Interesting.
I'm sure it says something different right now. That's what it said last time when I went to bed, which is just mind-boggling. But we appreciate it. And again, no matter where you're listening, Apple, Google, Spotify, CastBox, Amazon Music, Audible, like they're everywhere. Appreciate it.
YouTube.
YouTube. If you listen to it, you can go on YouTube and Rumble. Subscribe. It takes a second. Hit like on the video when you're done listening to it and leave a comment. Why? Because when you rate the stuff, because that pushes us farther up the list, just you hitting like and subscribing. And it takes, minimal amount of time. So you could listen to it and then go click, 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 and it's all done. And that helps us out immensely. Again, Facebook page, I share all the audio all the time, except for Fridays when I put the videos on there too, so you can look at his face. I appreciate every bit of it. So I say enjoy your weekend. Have a good one. It's Father's Day. So, again, I'm sure everyone's going to be kind of busy. And they're going to be busy on Sunday, but that's why man invented the DVR. Good job, man.
Yep.
Pat yourself on the back for that one. But that's all I got. So enjoy the weekend. Watch the racing. Let us know what you think. Follow, subscribe, like. Thank you to everyone on Good Pods. And until Monday, unless rain happens and it gets stupid and the races get moved, I'll be back then. So have a good weekend. Happy Father's Day. Peace.
Peace.